Hello, everyone, and welcome to List Crunch, every Friday show that I normally do on Patreon. But today I open it up once every couple of months to all of you who watch on YouTube. Thanks a lot for hanging out. And this is a weekly show I do for the patrons where they get to submit an army list and I get to read it and give them my thoughts. So sit back, relax. We're going to go over a couple of lists today. We're going to break them down. You're going to hear my thought process. And if you have any questions, you can post them in chat. If you're watching the replay, you can always leave a question about the list in the description and I will go over them. But hello, welcome, and I'm really excited to be back. It's the first list crunch back from holiday. I went on holiday for 2 weeks, and in the meantime of the holiday, I put out an old world battle report, which was incredible. Everybody loved that. And I just put up another battle report today that was already available early for patrons, as I normally put my battle reports up early for patrons for everybody to watch and enjoy. And it's against World Eaters. And then next week's battle report is another 40k bat rep that will be against Vanguard Space Marines, the hot sauce Vanguard Space Marines. And I should probably, that's good. And then I'm probably going to be playing a couple of games with John the Necron, where we'll continue our crusade for all of you who enjoy the narrative aspect of the game. And I'm getting ready for my first ever Old World event on February 3rd at the lab, which is at the lab. Jesus. At the Forge. That's like the old school. There's not even close. At the Forge, I'm really excited because I'm going to be taking 2,000 points of Tomb Kings. I have a Cetra, which I might bust out for that. Oh, thank you, Luca, for letting me have a Cetra. I'm really excited. It's exciting. So I took a picture and I posted it up earlier. Anyway, hello, hi, Ray, Bo, Nikki, hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to hang out. I'm back from a 3-day stint at the Mini Wargaming Bunker, where I filmed a 30k battle report, I filmed a 40k battle report, and I was supposed to film Old World today, but Matthew ditched me because he was sick, which made me sad. Look at me, I'm so sad, I'm teary-eyed. No! But that's just me. I really, really wanted to play Old World today. I had a whole dwarf army ready, but now I just put Matthew's name in my book of grudges. Yeah. But all will never be forgotten until we play and settle it on the table. Anyway. I'm really excited. Let's dive in. We got some lists to go over, and then after this I have to go put my son to bed. And then I might play some Gladius with the patrons. Why? Because we play Gladius on the Discord and have a good time. Now, if you want me to read your list and give you thoughts as you develop your thought process, you can submit a list once a week. For Thursdays, normally I do it, or Fridays. And you put it on the patron Discord. There's a list crunch thread, or you can post it on the thread that I didn't do today, but normally I do one on the patron page where you can post a list. If you are a Scourge, Trueborn, or Incubi level patron, I will help you develop your list over time. I will give you my thoughts and all that good stuff. So it's just a little perk as a thank you, and I love breaking these down. It could be for it could be for Old World. Right now, it could literally be for Old World. It could be for 30k. It could be for Age of Sigmar. It could be for 40k. Necromunda, you have a list. I will read it and give you my thoughts. Okay. So, with that, let's dive in. So, Nikki, first list of the day. Hello, Nikki. Says, Happy Newish Year. Well, it's already been a while for that because it's not nearly the new year anymore. Says, I have been entering a ton of tournaments with the intent to win at least one RTT this year and finish in the top 10% at GTs consistently. Well, that's a fantastic, very lauded goal. I've updated my list since my 6th iteration to accommodate Morven Vol and a squad of Paragon Warsuits, in order to give me some much-needed damage-dealing moxie to fully contend with on primary, which appears to be the glaring hole in my lost matches. That's good to take note, especially one of the reasons why, as a coach and as a coachee, you have that document where you track all your games and you fill in all the data. We can really see those pressure points where we can work towards that goal that you want to hit, right? I'm curious. So far, my best results at tourneys have featured the Valgons, and I'm curious to see how they fare with any new rules and point changes take effect. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. There's a data slate that is bound to happen in January. We don't know when exactly it is. We don't know what the changes are going to be, but all we know is that it's going to happen at some point. I unfortunately had to let go of a few treasured squads, including my Celestine and 2 Seraphim. Yeah, makes sense. Like, Vol is very expensive. I would love to know your thoughts. P.S. List title, because 1, I've played into a lot of Tau lately, and 2, contrary to popular authority for those who play Gladius, if you kill the NPC Ethereal, the rest of the Tau army does not flee. That is an inside joke based on a game that we played, where I totally tricked Nikki to kill the Ethereal for me so I could continue my story, which is a win condition in Gladius, and that was hilarious. Will, I really am. Are you, though? Says 2:46 a.m. in the UK. Can't stay awake, but I'll be watching it back. Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for hanging out. Thanks for, thanks for putting us on the replay. So it's, if you beat the Ethereal, the rest of the army leaves. That is a flat-out lie that I concocted Dialogus with Litanies of Faith. Morven Vol, yep. Palatine with the Blaint of St. Eleanor, which is just so good. The Triumph of St. Catherine, also really good. So you still have, like, the main core, which is the Dialogus, the Palatine, and the Triumph. Those 3 just work money together. Morven Vol is great. She does a lot of damage. She is, I find, a bit of a win more condition in a lot of lists. However, you have to play with things that vibe well with you, right? So if Vol and the suits are vibing with you, you're gonna find it easier to score points and to win games using them more effectively. So Battle System Squad, just one of them with Meltagun, Multi-Melta, so the standard stuff there, and a Condemned Bolt Gun. Good. I would change the Bolt Pistol to a Plasma Pistol, and I would make sure the close combat weapon is it's a power weapon. So just take the I don't think you can take a plasma pistol with the Condemned Bolt Gun. Anyway, I'm not sure if you the war gear in here might be a little funky. Just check it. Just make sure you double check it on the app. Sororitas Rhino, good. 2 rhinos, good. 30 Arcoflagellants, like, that's probably, however, going to be one of the things that changes in the update. I wouldn't be surprised if Arcoflagellants get shifted somehow, which means you might only see 20 of them in lists instead of 30, but who knows. A Castigator, just 1. 3 units of 2 Crusaders, great for doing objectives, and 3 Exorcists. Now, in my list, I normally run 2 Exorcists and 2 Castigators, these guys up here, and they're very good. I really like them. However, the triple Exorcist is very good. Very, very good. I do like that. Now, of course, you've got the Paragon War Suits, the 3 suits with multi-meltars and a variety of different things, and this gives you a lot of access to things like good tank shock ability, lots of multi-meltar hits, which with the Triumph of St. Catherine can get crazy, like turn 3, turn 4. They are also a great use of a rapid ingress, right? So you can keep them off the board and then rapid ingress them. So that's really good. And then a Callous Assassin, good for scoring points. All in all, I like your list. It's good. I don't really need to give you too many notes as I've given them as we go. And I'm looking forward to see what you do with them in the future. But I think that style of list is very good. Sisters of Battle are like top meta right now. They are very, very good. You should be doing well with this list. Okay. On to the next list. Marcus. Hey, what's going on, Marcus? Thanks for coming to hang out. Hi, Carl. Ray, what's going on? Says, I'm looking at playing my first tournament of the year in a few weeks. Nice. Here's a list I'm looking at. It's limited by what I currently own because of reasons. LOL. Wraiths out of stock. Well, I guess we know the reason as to why you don't have exactly what you want in your list. Out of stock. Wah, wah, wah. Thank you, Games Workshop, for really stocking everything before you sell it. Yeah. Yeah, good on you for under-promoting and over-delivering. And not doing it the other way around and bumming everybody out. I don't know about you, but It does frustrate me when I'm like, everybody's like, we sold out in like 2 seconds. Like, well, you should have either charged more for it or made more, right? Like, just simple economics. You know? Strength Hammer, hey, what's going on? Hello, Skari and everyone. Hey, what's going on? Flexing all on us, are you, with your comment there? I can lift. No, I don't think I can even lift just the bar. Like, I physically don't think I can lift a bar. Just the bar. Don't think I can even lift that. So, do I lift, bro? No, not really. No. So we've got Strike Force with Awakened Dynasty. Okay, so your standard Necron build. Void Dragon, Illuminor, Imhotech, Orcan, Overlord with Shroud, Plasmancer, Technomancer. So that's a lot of characters. Like, a lot. Void Dragon, excellent choice for Satan. Illuminor, really good, but you need to be leveraging Warriors and Immortals if you really want to use Illuminor very effectively. But he's really tanky, especially into the Tau matchup, which happens to be one of the toughest matchups for Necrons. So he's very good in a pinch. Imhotech the Stormlord, I've seen him used a lot more recently. The extra command point is worth his weight in gold. So I do really like him. Orcan the Diviner, 4-up invulnerable save, goes crazy once per game. You know, it's just like these three characters, right? And then the other Technomancer or whatever. Like, I feel like if you're taking these two, hey, he can just go away. He does not need to be in this list. Like, you got the Veil of Darkness, and I guess with the translocation strategy, you're trying to be all cute and whatever. But I don't think you need him in the list. I haven't even seen the rest of the list, and I think he's redundant. We have 10 warriors, 10 warriors. Okay. Decent. However, if you want to run this guy, that's a 4-up invulnerable save for the whole squad, this should be 20. Yeah, just combine the two and put the big guy, 4-up invul, makes them crazy in there. Would be my recommendation as well. Marcus says, I never managed to make it to Skari's live streams. Was super excited to see them scoring when I got home. Nice. Well, Marcus, I do live streams every once in a while. Most of them are for patrons behind the Patreon wall. And then every once in a while, I open them up for everybody. And I want to really do like live streams, like game live streams. I want to play games and have you folks watch me play games. And I'm trying to find a time that I can commit to every week to make that happen. And that's the toughest part for me right now. I'm looking at Thursday nights or Thursday evenings, but that's when we've been doing the live streams, gaming stuff with all the patrons, like game nights, and we do like a bunch of computer games like Gladius. We've been playing Gladius all together. So maybe Fridays, but then Fridays I might be traveling to go to a tournament. So, and then Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm usually at mini wargaming, so that's a little tough. So maybe Wednesday nights when I get back from mini wargaming, but that's a really long Wednesday. I'll keep it posted. We can get you there as a strength hammer. Yes, please do. Teach me the ways of the bench press. Teach me your ways, oh muscly muscle man. I want to go swimming, and I'm joining a football league, like a soccer league. So I'm trying to get more into shape. So I get all ripped and my heart doesn't give out when I'm 50. Okay. Canoptic Wraith 6. 3 Locust Heavies, 3 Locust Heavies, 3 Ophidians, 3 Ophidians, 6 Scorpex. Okay, so the Scorpex I like. I actually prefer the Scorpex when you don't have a Scorpec Lord with them. I just like them. They're okay. They actually hit a lot harder than they did. They just die very quickly. 2 Ophidian Destroyer units. They're expensive, but they give you a lot of technical play. Ideally, I would love to see flayed ones instead. Like, if you drop the 105-point plasma dude, or like translocation guy, and one unit of these that's like 200 points, you get like 3 squads of flayed ones, and then that, I think, would be like absolute money. Now, of course, if you're limited by models, then this is kind of what you have to run, in which case these are money. These 2 units are absolute money, and you need to keep them alive as long as possible, because they will score you as many points. I took unit of these to the World Championship, and they were incredibly good. Very, very good, right? So that's just the case that we do there. Marcus says, yeah, I'm hoping to be to sign up to be a patron when I can. I've just been sick and such for a while. As soon as I can, I'll begin my Incubi portrait made. Well, that's awesome, Marcus. Hopefully, sad that you've been sick. Get well, get better soon, and if we see you over on the Patreon, that would be fantastic. I can't wait to get more portraits done. I love the little portraits that I do for the Incubi. Huge shout out to Hombre Radioactivo who does them for me, who's awesome. I love his art style. It really drew me to him. Now, you do have the couple of Locust Heavies, which is great. They're good at killing tanks. I'm a big fan of Doomsday cannons, like the Doomsday arcs. I think they're really, really good and tougher than these here. And I think it's worth paying the extra 50 points for like a Doomsday arc. But if you don't have them, they're a good alternative. They just die. They're a lot more vulnerable to get shot and killed. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of time and place. If anything, by combining these two, you don't need an extra Plasmancer, right? You can keep a Technomancer with the Wraiths, then you put the Orc and the Diviner in the 20. Imhotep the Stormlord should just run around by himself. I'm telling you right now, just run him around by himself. He's tough, he's killy, he can do mortal wounds, like with his little lightning storm. He doesn't even need to be in a squad. Then you run Illuminor, that's like more of a tank, and he can kind of support the big 20-man unit of warriors. And with the points you spend, I would definitely try and put in like two of the Crypto Thrall, like a Crypto Thrall for the big 20-man to add like 6 wounds to it. And then I'd add in more little units to try do missions like bikes or flayed ones or death marks or a hexmark destroyer. Just little crap that can play the mission for you. That's my recommendation as well. Never get mine. Yeah, you have to send me your portrait, Cosmic. I've asked you 50 million times. And I think I already sent it in. So it's just waiting to get done. Unless you haven't sent me a portrait, in which case, send me your selfie so I can send it in. Shout out to all the Incubi, says Tanya. Yeah. Nope, never. Then I will have to get you an anonymous one. Okay, I'm just gonna get you an anonymous one, and that's it. Or just send me like you doing a pose and blur out your face so I can just get him to do the pose for you, and then just have your Incubi wearing a helmet. Okay, just send me a picture that I can use, please. Tom says, it's 3 a.m. here in Leeds, but I'm still here for the Dark Kin. Thanks for making me love Drukhari. You're very welcome, Tom. Dark Eldar, Drukhari, my jam. And this is the right place to hang out and watch about them. I also play Sisters and Necrons. I have an award for Necrons, just letting you know. Best Necron player in the world right here. Boom! Got a little plaque that proves it. High Call Ray says, okay, I know it hasn't been long since 9, but it feels wrong having leader models by themselves. Yeah, it does. However, certain leader models can very much do the whole by themselves thing without it actually affecting how they play. And the aim is to have your opponent focus their energy on trying to kill that model when it's more effort than it's worth. Like, you can kill Imhotep, but especially because you're running Awakened Dynasty, you have the strategy to just stand him back up to life for a CP. So if they like shoot him, he can literally be on your home objective or an objective in the open by himself. Be like, please shoot me. I'm tough. I have an invul save. If you kill me, I'll just come back to life at the end of the phase. And you literally wasted 2 or 3 units worth of activations to try kill me, right? Big difference. Sea turtles. Dark elf pirates all the way. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, hi, Carl. That's my thought process on your list. Good luck in your event. If you do end up changing anything, make sure you leave a comments or put some stuff in the Discord. We have a cool little place where you can put like reports and whatnot, which is really fun. Okay, on to the next one. Carl Malone. Thanks a lot. You were not Malone in your thinking. Doo-doo. That's for you, Tanya. So, by the way, your Archon that you gave me at LVO last year, made it to another Apocalypse game where he piloted. Who was he in control of? He controlled the entire heavy weapon detachment of all the Ravagers, Reapers, and Scourge, and he sat there just directing fire from all the Ravagers and Reapers to bring down the Necron monsters and knights that were like allied in and stuff. Great fun. So Tiny says no. Ah, but I make these bad jokes to make you in pain. Okay, so my local group is running an escalation league at 1,000 points. I'm doing Tyranids. Here's what I'm running. I do have other models I'm working on as well. Okay, so this is fun things 1,000 points, and you're running an invasion fleet. Nice, just a basic incursion list for 1,000 points. Marcus says, will we hear about Skari's list running multiple courts? I've been a big proponent of those lists on Reddit, and I feel like I might have inspired this idea, so I'm eager to see how it worked out for you. You succeeded, says Tanya. I'm sorry. Just put paint on it, Tanya. Just put paint on it. That'll fix everything. I've actually to be fair, I have been developing a new list concept, which is Oops All Cabalites and Oops All Raiders, and it does have I've built it with one court, but I'm looking at building it with 2 or 3 courts, and so right now I'm like juggling how I could fit the 2 courts in best. But what I'm finding is like the courts are very like the Archons with the courts are very good. And I had originally done it with 2 Archons, 1 court, 50 Cabalites. So I'm thinking of doing 2 Archons, 2 courts, 50 Cabalites, a couple of Raiders, and then a bunch of Venoms. And like switching it up a little bit, but it's more MSU, no Talos. So I keep posted, but I will have like some ideas with that. I played my first game testing it against the Vanguard detachment Space Marines, it's a battle report to be out next week. And then I'll adapt it and kind of retry something else and do something different. I tend to like to play 5 to 10 games with a list before I switch it, but usually after 1 or 2 games, you can kind of tweak 1 or 2 things that might not vibe with you, and then kind of make sure the concept works. And I think that's very important as well. I have a couple of lists using 3 courts that I could share with you to see what you think. They've been working great. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. You can always direct message me on social media, and we'll leave a comment down here, and we can have a conversation. So you're running Carl. You're running a Neuro Tyrant. I love a Neuro Tyrant. He's only 100 points for a 1,000-point game. 100-point characters are great. You know, you are running a Turvagon for 215. Anything that brings more models back or helps regenerate things at small point values is incredibly important. Now, you are running adapted biology on it, and in total, you're spending 220 points on HQ. So it's like a quarter of your points on like 2 models. That's where I'm like, okay, do you need the Neuro Tyrant sort of thing, or do you really need the Turvagon? I would pick one or the other. From a I need to be super efficient perspective, I don't like spending too many points on big like models. I feel like the Turvagon would be more powerful than the Neurotyrant at a small point level. 20 Termagants, 10 Termagants, 10 Termagants. I do like the big 20-man squad. However, I would honestly split it and do 4 10s for 1,000 points and just have 4 10s. That's like, I feel like that would just be better. Having more units tends to be better. However, because you have the Tervagon, the 20 makes sense, just so you can keep it like buffed up. But if you have a 20 and 2 10s, I'm going to try kill the 10s and never let you use the Tervagon ability, if that makes sense. You have Barb Gaunts, 5 of them, which are only 60 points for 5. That's crazy. Slow down stuff. A smaller board on 1,000 points, unless you're playing on bid board, but smaller board can be very powerful as well. A Ripper Swarm, a couple of Ripper Swarms. 3, yeah, great for screening. Literally just take up space. I don't feel like you need too much take up space or uppers, but if you need stuff to do missions and things, Ripper Swarms are great for that. 1 Screamer Killer, and then 2 units of Vulnerized Leapers. I can see how this is like take a starter set times 2 or 3 and then add like a monster or 2. So that looks, it's a great start. I love the Screamer Killer for the bio. Bioplasma, the creating, if anything, what I would try to do is like get a Lictor in there somewhere, or Deathleap, or a Neuro Lictor. I think those are just so powerfully good to create battle shocks even more frequently. And then I would, if you're going for this MSU style build, I would definitely split that into two tens, and I feel like it would even give you more stuff the opponent would have like such trouble dealing with like 50 units at 1,000 points, being like, where do I put all my guns, right? And I think that's super important as well. Carl says, yeah, I might drop the Tyrant. I have 40 Termagants and 60 Hormagants. Yeah, that's another option. You take out like, split this into two, and then you can put in 2 units of 10 Termagants or 1 unit of 10 Termagants, right? And then all of a sudden it's like you take one Ripper Swarm out, put a unit of 10, and then you got 5. You have a very fast unit of Hormagants. You can pin your opponent in their deployment zone, and then swarm the board with Termagants. That sort of thing. Sent you the list on Reddit. Okay, fabulous, Marcus. Thank you. I'll make sure I check it out after the show. Well, to be honest, I'll probably check it out tomorrow because I am exhausted. It's 10 p.m. and I drove through a snowstorm to get here. But anyway, Carl, I hope that helps with your list. And if you have any other questions, make sure you let me know or message me on the Discord. Looking forward to seeing some paint updates as well, because I love your paint schemes. They look really, really cool. On to the next one. Funkwall. Nice. Hey, Funkwall. Thanks for posting a list. I really appreciate it. I have a Hierophant I'm working on. Hero Titan, like a Hierophant Titan. I think that was misspelled, Carl. Elf Shenanigans. Using Ivrain to ally in 1,000 points of Drukhari and be super annoying. That's my favorite way of playing Eldari. If I play Eldari, it's Ivrain and 900 points for 1,000 points of Drukhari, because I just want to play Drukhari with some extra stuff. That's how I play Eldar. A -1 to wound Incarn, a Beastmaster screen, yes. Matchless agility on a Beastmaster pack is strong. Turn 1 capture enemy outpost perhaps. All Eldar stratagems are good. Rangers go down as first drop to help screen and save Mandrakes for secondaries. Scourges and Spinners should create easy picks for the Incarn to do funny stuff and help slow the enemy army from hitting their primaries. Cabalites and Venoms to sticky and deal with infantry. If Rain joins one of the special 5-mans and Venoms for some extra punch OC. Good concept. Funkwall here, only way to play them. Right, Funkwall? Now, the first thing I would tell you is run Ivrain by herself. I know it's like, I'm like, run all your characters by themselves. But honestly, Ivrain by herself is absolute money. You keep her Deep Strike, you just put her in Deep Strike. And then she comes down by herself, and she nukes a little infantry unit by herself. That's it. She just Deep Strikes. You don't have to put her on the table, just bring it down, and then her crazy anti-infantry 2+ devastating wound D6+3 hit on 2s shots just nuke a little infantry squad on a flank, and then your opponent's like, oh crap. And if they don't kill her, she's like, and the next one, bam. It's fantastic. And you can use Phantasm to like move her around, or you can rapid ingress her to really get fancy, or like, so by herself she's better than in any unit that you will ever put her on there. The only time I'd put her in a unit is like with a big brick of Harlequins, like 10 Harlequins with Ivrain to give them a 5-up Feel No Pain and bring D3 models back every turn. So that's like one way of doing it. But then you can't put them in a Raider. They have to go in a Wave Serpent. So is it worth it? Whatever. Or they have to go on foot or whatever. They might not even. The fact that they can't go in Raiders pisses me off. Okay, if you take witches, if you take witches, anyway, it's like you can't put them in Wave Serpent. The transports are all messed up. Okay, Death Jester. If you're taking a Death Jester in Eldar, Fate's Messenger. Fate's Messenger, Fate's Messenger, Fate's Messenger, Fate's Messenger, Fate's Messenger. 15 points, Fate's Messenger, money, absolute money, just do it. That Death Jester becomes a monster. He kills everything. He's so good. Farseer with Reader of the Runes, good. That is very useful. To be honest, if you take Reader of the Runes, you don't need the Farseer, because the Farseer turns your 6s into 6s. If you have Read of the Runes on like a Warlock, for example, like a cheap Warlock, you know, sure. Like, it's good to have the Farseer. Read of the Runes is like extra, but you do not need Read of the Runes because a Farseer just makes it a 6, so you can use all your crappy ones for that, right? And you don't need that enhancement. It's sort of like, you know, yeah. The Incarn, great. Ivrain, good. Good. Then we have 2 Night Spinners, and we have a couple of Rangers. Yeah, some like deep striking shenanigans, infiltrate, get up in your face, that stuff. And then we get to the meat and potatoes. Beastmaster, I love it. 2 units of Cabalites, good. You only need 1 unit, I think. You don't need 2, but 2 is good. Mandrakes win you games, good. Scourges win you games. Did you put any with Dark Lances? Dark Lances. Okay. So if you take 3 units of Scourge, I would always take 1 with Haywire Cannons because they're very, very good into the current meta. And then 2 Venoms to split the Cabalites. Can't go wrong with that. All in all, it's good. The only thing I would probably change is I would drop 1 unit of Cabalite Warriors, 110 points, and then I would put in some Warp Spiders because Warp Spiders are just incredible. They're so good. I would still run Warp Spiders if you can get your hands on. Swap Reader for Enhanced on Jester. Got it. And that's it. The list works really well. You've got a bunch of stuff, and then just mix and match, and like Eldar is just good. But we'll see if Eldar sort of like survive the balance dates update. It's supposed to be coming out in January. We have no information on that whatsoever. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Eldar gets hit again or gets changed again. And especially all the units that you love, like the Incarn and Night Spinners. Yeah, I feel like they would just get hit. So, just saying. But thanks a lot for posting, Funkwall. I really appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see what you do with the list. And then we go with Hera, who says, so, my local gaming group is running a narrative Horus heresy campaign. This is 30k in the coming months. This list started as a bit of a joke, but it may accidentally be quite good. Amazing. It is supposed to be a narrative game, so I'm not too worried about it being competitive. Perfect. So you're just trying to like create a feeling. That's always really good. I played a game of Horus Heresy this weekend. Once again, I played Alpha Legion, and I had an absolute blast. It was so much fun. Horus Heresy is one of the most brutally crazy, bloody games I've played, and it's nuts. But we have it is a Night Lord Loyalist army. Interesting. So we have a Centurion. So one's a chaplain, so he gives rerolls to hit basically in combat. He's very nasty. And a Vigilator, which is like a guy with a bunch of... He's just like an infiltrating guy. Gets really angry. Then we have a Praetor, who's like your general HQ guy. And he's got his Warlord trait, and he's got the Headsman Axe, so he's like just a killy combat chapter master, basically. Then we have an Apothecary, which gives a feel no pain to his unit, basically. So you attach him to something, makes them hard to kill. Terminator Squad, which is just 5 of them. Okay, neat. Then we have a Contemptor Dreadnought Talon with a single Dreadnought. The fact that you have a single Dreadnought does tell me that it is a very fluffy list that is not designed to win. More because Dreadnoughts in Horus Heresy are renowned for being incredibly powerful. And usually there is like a cap, just an unspoken limit of 1 per 1,000 points because they're just so good. They're just very, very good in the game. Assault Squad, so 10 assault guys, 10 despoilers that have bow pistol chainswords. Okay, so they're like combat-y dudes, but they're more sneaky combat-y guys. These are jump pack dudes. Raptors, so that's jump pack guys. Reconnaissance unit with Nemesis bolters, so they're like sneaky guys with sniper rifles. Tactical squad, just you need them to score points. You need a terror squad. With 10 rotor cannons. That's a unit that does lots of shooting but can pin stuff, right? And keep stuff pinned and scared and stuff. A Storm Eagle, which is a flyer, and jumps in and has lots of guns on it. A couple of last cannons, and then a Lord of War, nothing Lord of War. Okay. Lords of War moved to Lords of War. Okay, nothing for Lords of War. And then a Sisters detachment. Interesting, because you're a loyalist, so you've got to sign up for your... This, I have no idea what it does. I literally cannot tell you what it does. All you got a sister, you've got a couple of sisters, you've got... Ooh, I know Assault Needlers are really nasty. They do a lot of pinning and stuff like that. They're dirty. I played against a... What are they called? A militia force, and they all had dudes with like 3-shot needle rifles that wounded Marines on 3s and made me take like 1,000,000 saves. So all I know is Needlers are mean. I know that. And they cause pinning. It's really annoying. Same with the Prosecutor Cadre with Needlers, and then we've got some close combat weapon ladies as well. Okay. Oh, with a snare... I don't know what a snare cannon is, but sure. Sounds exciting. All in all, it seems like you have enough stuff to score points. You had a couple of heavy support units to crack open transports, and it's mainly very disruptive and lots of volume of dice, and I feel like that would play quite well into the stuff. It seems like it would play a lot onto the morale mechanics, pinning especially because you're playing Night Lords with all the leadership modifiers they have access to. I could see that sort of like sister element being very dangerous when you have a lot of those leadership modifier like shenanigans in there, which can then totally neuter entire elements of the enemy army if they hit the deck and they're just pinned and they don't do much or anything for that matter during that turn. But other than that, I like it. Seems really fun. I would like to see another Dreadnought in there because I like causing my opponents pain. Yep, that's what I think. But other than that, you're a much nicer person than I am. Okay, folks, and that is your weekly list crunch. Of course, next week we'll be back on the Patreon with another list crunch. On Thursday normally is when I will do these. You can always submit your list. A huge shout out to all the channel members and to all the patrons, without whom none of this is possible. Thank you so much. A huge shout out to all of you, because without you, this wouldn't happen and this wouldn't be possible. So thank you. I'll catch you on the flip side, and I hope you have a fantastic evening, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one. The Dark Kin. Bye, everybody.